Oasis FM, still your favourite station. After chapped hands and moisturising, get an earful and get cheerful. Oasis FM Tenerife is still the one. On air, online, on socials. Get on it now.
You're listening to Oasis FM. It's Feel Good Friday, and this is DJ Dano in the house with you till 3 o'clock. We're also joined by a special guest. Yes, on your phone today. I want to say a big hello to Avamo. Avamo, are you there?
I am indeed. Hello.
Hello. It's good to have you here, live on air on Oasis FM. How are you doing?
I am fantastic, thank you. I think I'd be better if I was in Tenerife. It's cloudy here, but I'm all good.
Well, it's a beautiful day. It's a Kalima. Do you remember the Kalimas? Because you used to live here, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Yes, I did. Yeah, I lived there for many years.
How many years? Tell us a bit about yourself. Who is Avamo for our listeners that are listening at the moment?
I grew up in Tenerife. I went to school in Tenerife. I had my first job in Tenerife. I have family over there still, and they run bars over the years and things. Yeah. And I came back to the UK about 9 or 10 years ago. 9
or 10 years you've been back in the UK, yeah?
Yeah, but the majority of my life has been in Tenerife. That's my home.
That's your home. So do you miss it? I'm guessing you miss it a lot then. Do you miss all the people there as well?
Absolutely, every single day. There's not a day that goes by. Yeah, I would say that the majority of my friends are in Tenerife, and there's not a day that goes by where I don't think, goodness, I wish I was in Tenerife.
Do you get much chance to come over? I suppose not this year so much, but normally do you get a chance
to... Not this year, no.
I was going to say...
to be honest...
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah. I was just going to say that with my actual job, which is away from music, I have to travel a lot, so I don't get over as much as I want to, but I have my nan and my mom living there, so as any opportunity I can, I'm there.
Yeah, because your nan and your mom are quite famous in Tenerife, aren't they? Tell us a bit about your nan, first of all.
Oh,
is it
my nan,
Marilyn, isn't it? Marilyn, your nan.
It is Marilyn, yeah. My nan, she is quite famous. She's had a lot of bars. She's had a shop as well in Las Americas.
Yep.
She's probably most famous she has a huge heart. Yep. And she really looks after animals, so she's kind of known as the cat lady. Is the nicest way to put it. But yeah, she's still with us. She's hopefully listening today.
She's still alive and kicking. Now. Yeah, that's good then. A big
still
shout out
alive and kicking.
A big shout out to Marilyn then, because she had a shop, didn't she? A famous shop down in the Patch.
She did. I'm not going to say it though, if that's what you're going for.
It's basically an adult shop, yeah. Shall we say
that? It's an adult toy shop, yeah.
And you've got your mum listening as well, haven't you? Because your mum messaged us in, didn't she? Yeah. So hello tell us about your mum. Tell us your mum's name.
Oh, my mum's fantastic. My mum's Diane. She's also well known on the island for singing.
For singing as well, yeah?
Singing, yeah. I've had a huge part of my family is singing. So my nan, my mum, we all had a bar, my sister as well. And my brother-in-law, who has married my sister, they met in Tenerife. Yeah. AJ Parker, his name was back then.
Okay.
But they all sing, which has really influenced me. And because we had a bar,
yeah,
we had a lot of people performing for us as well. So I've spent many years watching the likes of like Dee Daniels, Elaine Alexander, Karen Newman, who sadly isn't with us anymore,
yes,
but also AJ Parker and so many others. And, you know, when I was watching that, I was thinking, wow, that is what I want to do when I'm older.
So how old was you?
I never had the confidence.
How old was you when you first sort of had the buzz, you know, the excitement to get on stage and start singing yourself? How old would you say you was when you was living here?
I was probably about 6 years old, and we were down in the Costa Mar in Los Cristianos.
Oh yes.
And we used to do the bingo I think it was Saturday or something, and they used to have the karaoke with Pete, and he got me up to sing with a little I say little TV, it was huge. And that was the first time I ever performed, and I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. But as I got older, the consciousness of it all gets in, and it kind of takes over. So I left it quite late before doing something about my music. But
yeah, because the kind of teenage years kind of go through those teenage years, don't you? Where you're like, you don't know what you want to do. Do you want to do singing? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? And it kind of the hormones all over the place as well, aren't they? When you're a teenager.
Yeah, exactly. And there's so many people performing. You think, wow, they're just so good. Like I could never get to that level.
Yeah.
But
who's the one singer over here that you like really sort of aspired to be like? You mentioned Dee Daniels, people like that. Is there any other artists that you liked, you admired?
I don't know if you ever heard of Marvin Ruffin.
I'm not sure I've heard the name, no.
Marvin Ruffin, he was fantastic. He was from America, and sadly, again, no longer with us. But he was amazing. There's so many people that are so talented in Tenerife, and if I know you, if you know me, then you know that you're an influence on me, because I used to watch you guys and just think, oh, wow, amazing. Dee Daniels, I think, is probably one of my most influential people, because she puts comedy with her music. Yeah. And I just thought that's me. That's what I want to be.
So do you put any comedy into your music, or is it just kind of quite serious? Let's talk about your music first of all, because obviously you went back to the UK. Now, is it because you went back to the UK for become a songwriter, singer, and be an artist back there, or how did that happen?
No, I came back to England because my sister was having a baby, basically, and I just wanted to be near my sister. Yeah. So I ended up staying in the UK, but I got here and I thought, oh my, there's nothing to do. The sun never shines. What am I going to do? So I got a job, and then I saw an advert in the paper for somebody looking for a singer, and I just thought, well, I don't know anybody here, so I might as well just get on with it, and not getting any younger. Yeah. And I went, and I ended up getting the lead singer role, which was fantastic, and that then moved me into performing in Soho in London in a place called Jazz After Dark, which is where Amy Winehouse used to sing. That was her local venue.
Amazing. A little name drop there as well, Amy Winehouse.
Yeah. That's my claim to fame. But that's really fantastic, and that's where my comedy comes in. My comedy, not so much into the music that I'm writing, that is very much separate, but when I perform live on stage, I try to keep it as lighthearted as I can. And we do cover songs when it's the band together. It's a 6-piece band. So
tell us a bit about the band then as well. What's the name of the band?
The band is named after me, so my actual name is Jade, and the band is called JD.
Okay, JD.
JD, yeah. Everyone, I'm coming from Birmingham originally, so everybody used to call me JD. JD. So
you lost the accent then.
I did, yeah, and I love the accent. It's my favourite accent. But yeah, that's where the name came from, the band. But we perform from there every couple of Saturdays a month. I'd say it's quite hard work getting into London, so we don't do it all the time.
Yeah. What's it like back then now? I mean, obviously, is there anything going on, or is it still pretty much kind of closed everywhere? I mean, obviously Soho now, I don't know, I've not been there for a long time. What's that like now?
Well, it's still as vibrant as ever, and even during lockdown it was still pretty buzzing. The first time we had the lockdown, they lifted it slightly so that performers could go back, and it was roughly for less than a month. I went and performed. They put up these plastic screens in front of me, which I thought was hilarious, because it was in a confined space.
What was it like performing behind plastic? Was it like really weird?
Well, very interesting, because people come up and they want to talk to you whilst you're singing, right? Yeah. And you can't really talk. You can talk, but they want to come up and they try and touch you, and they're trying to touch you through plastic, and they've had too much to drink, so the plastic's flying all over the place, Nice. And I'm just thinking, totally got COVID now.
At least you didn't have to sing with your mask on, because that would be quite awkward, wouldn't it? Trying to sing through a mask.
Yeah. That would be difficult, but I would try.
So then you were involved with the band, but then how did Avamo, which is your stage name, how did you get into to becoming your artist that you are now? How did that happen?
So, as I mentioned before, the family, everybody, or nearly everybody in my family can sing. Yep. Never ever been any interest in instruments as far as I'm aware, apart from maybe my great granddad. Yeah. So instruments wasn't something that was big in my mind. Okay. And then when I got locked in due to lockdown, I thought, what am I going to do with my time? So I bought a ukulele.
Ukulele?
Because I thought if I'm going to start this, I'm going to start small, because I know me, I go big or I go home. So I thought, no, I'm going to do this properly. I'm going to get a ukulele, and I'm going to bring myself up gradually. Yeah. So I did that, and I loved the ukulele as I started. But the most important thing that I realised is that because it was only small, I understood how you make music with strings. Okay. And so then,
it's a good way to start something small and work your way up to like a guitar. Is that what you mean? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you're thinking about taking up an instrument, start small. Go with a ukulele, learn a couple of chords, then move on to the guitar. So I then bought a Martin guitar, which is a small-ish. It's not a full-size guitar. Yeah. I learned 3 chords, and then I couldn't believe it. I was absolutely blown away by the fact that not only, because I don't see myself as a singer now, I see myself as more of a songwriter, and the singing is just something I can do as well.
Yeah.
But when I write songs, I can play chords, and within the chords that are playing, I can hear singing, and it's just such a great feeling to then be able to make that into something that is yours, and no one can take that away from you.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, kind of not only you're a singer, but then obviously you're a songwriter now, and writing music must be a great feeling, and of course achievement as well. Where do you get some of your inspiration from then? What sort of inspires you for your songwriting?
Well, I've had a very colourful upbringing, as you mentioned, adult toy shops and things. I've seen a lot of breakups, and I've experienced the life that probably most people my age probably haven't. I mean, Tenerife is a very interesting place to grow up, and definitely. I wouldn't change a thing. Yeah. So a lot of my writing comes from people around me, observation. I see people and I think things. Yeah. But also there's some personal influences in there as well. Okay. But I grew up in Tenerife not knowing that I was gay as well, so that kind of goes into it too. So
that's a big thing, yeah, especially this month being Pride Month as well.
Yeah.
And obviously representing the community as well, isn't it? I see that on some of your pages as well. You've kind of put that foremost for the LGBT, which is kind of good, isn't it? Nowadays, to stand in for that and showing off, believing what you believe in.
I think it's really important to be honest with yourself. If you're going to do something and you're going to put yourself out there, then don't lie about what you're doing.
Yeah. Be
who you are and embrace it.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's what I've done, and hopefully that will inspire other people, because growing up in Tenerife, there isn't much of a community for gay people, and my music isn't predominantly gay. There's an influence in there, but my music is for everybody.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, it's definitely been very therapeutic for me.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'm not a singer, but I can imagine what it'd be like being a songwriter, singer, and then putting all your feelings and emotions into a song, and kind of, it's a nice thing to do, isn't it? Putting your passion and your ideas into the lyrics of a song as well, telling a story as well, which is good. I'm going to play one of your songs now, if you like, which is Mirror Mirror, and just tell us a little bit about the song before we play it.
Okay, so Mirror Mirror is about someone singing to themselves in the mirror. Okay. It's about loathing yourself, but not actually giving up on yourself. It's a little bit depressing, but it's a good song. And there's a bit in it, you'll hear dura, which is Spanish for hard, like a hard life. And you'll hear it in the background going dura, dura, da, 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 da. That was so fun to make.
Got a little bit of influence of the Spanish music in there as well, the sort of sounds and stuff, yeah?
Yeah, there's some Spanish lyrics in there as well.
Amazing. Well, introduce your song now. I'm going to play it for you live on here on Oasis FM.
So this is Mirror Mirror by Avamo. Thank you very much.
Oasis FM.
Avamo, Mirror Mirror, and she's live on the phone right here on Oasis FM. How you doing? That was amazing.
It's a bit surreal, isn't it, playing a song on the radio?
How does it feel? I was going to say, like, having listened to your own voice being played across the whole of Tenerife and, of course, around the world, because we get a lot of listeners in the UK and Ireland as well. How's it feel, being...
Well, if you've ever heard yourself recorded and then played back on a phone, it makes you cringe.
Yeah. Is it that kind of feeling, really?
But I'm actually really proud of what I've done, because my music now, having learnt the guitar only this year, and having learnt how to play piano, and I've learnt lots of instruments. The only thing I don't play is the bass, and my friend Mr. Pink, he's amazing, he plays with me in Soho. He does all my bass lines.
Yep.
But apart from that, I do everything. Sat at home in my front room.
I was going to say,
have it played.
Do you have like a studio at home in your front room that you kind of make all the music on, and how's that work?
I have cables everywhere, and I have a laptop that goes on my knee, and then I drive the neighbours nuts by screaming down the microphone.
I bet your neighbours love you though. Do you ever get any complaints from neighbours about noise or anything, or they're okay?
No, they're fine. I think what they've actually started doing is singing themselves. Maybe I'm pretty sure I've inspired them to start singing. So that's good. But the best thing to come out of this now is that I have my brand, which is Avamo, and I have my music, which is for me and for anybody who is wanting to listen to it. But that can now make money for charities. So things like Mind Out charity and NHS charities and Power of Music Appeal, which is for the Pace Centre. Yeah. So those things, incredible.
So supporting charities as well. But how did you actually, come up with the name of Avamo? Did you say it was just because some people call you, is it Avamo? They call you sometimes.
Avamo, Avamo, which they think is hilarious because my mum's from Yorkshire, like Lancashire area. Yeah. And she goes in her accent, and I'm just thinking, no.
Can you do a Yorkshire accent?
No. I'm going to say no because I'm not going to embarrass myself. But give me a few drinks, I probably could. The name came up. I came up with Avamo because if you listen to my tracks, you can hear lots of backing vocals, and that's all me. Like, it's all me. So I was layering a voice for like the millionth time. Yep. I thought I'm going to really need a name, and then I came up with All Voices Are My Own.
All Voices. I see. Okay.
Are my own. So that's where the Avamo came from. That's or Avamo.
I say Avamo because I'm down south, you see. But so it's kind of, yeah. Sometimes, not when I've had a drink though. So yeah, Avamo. Yeah, it's a cool name though, and of course that song, the Mirror Mirror, absolutely amazing with the kind of Spanish. I can see about the lyrics, what you mean about that as well. I kind of love that. And you've got another one to play in a moment as well, which we'll be talking about, which is the Great Escape, I believe. Tell us a bit about that.
So Great Escape is about someone realising that the other person is off gallivanting with someone else. So They're sitting at home, seething, ending the relationship in their own head. I do have some happy songs as well. They're ending the relationship in their head, but they're actually really happy about it because they're stuck in this dead-end relationship. The other person doesn't care anymore, so they can actually go off and live their own life.
It's kind of what you've done, really. Gone off and lived your own life and, created music, which is great, isn't it? So a little bit about escaping as well sometimes.
It is the escape, Everybody needs to escape sometimes from something, so...
Definitely. Well, we'll play your song now, if you want to introduce it.
Yep, thank you. So this is Great Escape. Thank you very much for having me. I'm Avamo, and appreciate it.
Your local station in the Tenerife sunshine. Oasis FM. Oasis FM.
Absolutely love that. Great Escape, Avamo. And yes, that's my favourite so far out of the two, definitely played, but they're both really good. But of course, that is, I see what you mean about the Great Escape. It makes me want to escape somewhere, it does. Want to run away.
Don't leave Tenerife. Don't leave.
So how can people download and stream your song, and where can they go to find out the rest of your music that you've got?
So the central hub would be www.avamo.com. Okay. You can get to all my platforms across there, but I'm on all platforms, Spotify, the works, I'm on there.
It's kind of the way forward in it technology-wise. There's so many things to be on there. I don't know how you keep on top of it. I've got Facebook and I've got Twitter, and I don't really use Twitter, but there's so many different platforms now, isn't there? And Instagram and everything else to keep on top of. How do you manage that?
I am totally winging it. That's how I manage it. I just do my research and well, I've learned everything from this year. So what I'm doing hopefully is working, but as I go on, hopefully it will evolve. And I've got quite a few followers, which is fantastic.
That's good.
So I'm getting there.
How many songs would you say you've written now for yourself for Avamo Music?
In a year, I've written 13 songs.
13?
I have 13.
Oh, yep.
One 3, and I have 11 that are completed and out there for you to listen to. And I've got another couple that I'm working on, one of which I'm really struggling with, but I'll get there.
Do you kind of to stay up late at night, sort of like putting the music together? Is that kind of your best hours working, or the daytime?
Do you know when it is? It's whenever there's silence. If I'm sitting outside in the garden and I can't hear anything but the wind in the trees, my mind starts kicking off. Or if I'm running, because I started running during lockdown as well.
Yep.
So it's just any moment where my brain gets the time to think, it's singing. It's singing away. It's got chords going on in there, and it's great.
Amazing.
And I'll tell you something about myself. When I sleep, my feet jiggle.
Do they? Have a little dance while you're sleeping.
So there's constantly music going on in my head.
Well, that's obviously through your blood, isn't it, really, the music and stuff. Let's talk about Oasis FM, because I know that obviously you've listened to Oasis for many, many years, being brought up in Tenerife. And I think your nan call in once or something?
Yep, so for my 7th or 8th birthday, I can't remember which one it was, sorry Nan, she rang in and she asked for a song to be played for my birthday, and it was Don't Cry For Me Argentina. And we sat, I can't remember where we lived at the time, but we were in a bungalow and we all sat around a big stereo system and listened to it, and it's always stuck in my head. And also, the other thing with Oasis FM is my mom actually was proposed to in a hot air balloon live on air. Wow. Through Oasis. It didn't go very well. Sorry, Mum.
It didn't go very well, but the air balloon stayed up, though. That's the main thing.
The air balloon stayed up, yeah. I remember that.
So you've had to kind of get a lot of connections then with Oasis FM, which is good. Now you're actually live on air playing your music. How crazy is that?
Yeah, I think this is possible. I've been on other radio stations, but this is the one that I really care about. This is because people I know are listening. Yep. So hello to everybody, and yeah, it's great.
I was going to say a big shout out to anyone listening at the moment. If you've got anyone you want to mention.
I've got way too many. Let me get my Facebook list up. No. I'm going to say thank you to my mum, thank you to my nan, my family in general. And also I've got a couple of friends like Sue listening. I know Sue's there listening in Costa del Silencio.
Oh, yeah. Hello, Sue.
So, yeah. The list is endless, but, you know.
Do you think you're likely to come back over to Tenerife soon, so you can come in? We'll get you live on air, and you can pop in and see us anytime here at Oasis FM.
That'd be really, really fantastic. Yeah, I mean, my plan is to get over there as soon as possible. Yeah. I need to see my nan. And also, I'm going to have to get a band together, aren't I? Because I can't play all these instruments at the same time.
That's true.
So if I'm to perform, I'm going to have to get another band together.
Well, you could do that. There's loads of artists over here. As you know, the circuit's great. So you could probably get a band together and do something over here, couldn't you?
Yeah,
which would be good. That'd be amazing. And what's the future for Avamo? What's next? What's the next big things you've got coming up?
So I'm going to continue writing songs. It's definitely something that is never going to leave me. Going forward, I'm going to start performing a bit more. And like I said, I'm probably going to try and get a band together for Avamo and perform the songs that I've written live and try and get them played in London. Wow.
So it's big things on the horizon for you, which is exciting, isn't it? And I'm sure, obviously, the passion you've got, you're going to get there and you're going to be massive. I'm glad I've been one of the first to interview you on the radio.
Thank you.
Which is good.
If I fail, then I haven't failed. If I've inspired someone else to make music, then I'm happy.
I was going to say, what would you be your message to anyone that's looking to get into music, that's at a young age now, like you were when you were living here? What would be your message to, for inspiration for them?
I'd say don't leave it too late. I was really worried about what people would think of me. I would definitely encourage you to just get on with it.
Yep.
Because music is a universal language. All people speak it, all people love it. And it's kind of a duty. If you've got something to actually put out there, you'll find that there will be someone who will listen and enjoy it.
That's a strong message, because obviously there is loads of talented young kids over here that want to get into it as well. So that's a good message for them to just follow their dreams and keep doing what you're doing. Well, Avamo.
Yeah, I went to Wingate School.
Yes. Oh, did you? Yeah. So you went to Wingate School. So obviously you've been around all the entertainers, and of course there's great theatre schools over here now as well, isn't there, for kids to get into as well, which is good. So there's some up and coming stars as well, I'm sure. Well, I wish you all the best with your future, and don't forget to come and look us up when you're back over here. And
I definitely will.
Thank you very much for coming on to Oasis FM today, and wish you all the best.
Thank you for having me. Take care.
Anytime. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oasis FM. You're still turning us on time and time again, even with social distancing. Oasis FM Tenerife is still the one. On air, online, on socials. Get on it now.